speaking of some of one last thing we almost forgot to bring up real quick. One weirdo dum dum to another, Calvin Ridley. What happened? We got some news with him yesterday, man. I drafted him last year in the second round, and while he was dealing with his issues, he was apparently placing some bets on some games, and NFL is pretty black and white, dude. That's why I'm just like, dude, I don't really have any sympathy for him or anything. They go over all these protocols and things. They know you're not supposed to do it. And Josh, you and I already talked about it. Why not just have your cousin go place the bet for you or do whatever? You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. You know, if you know the rules and you still break them, he just cost himself $12 million. I don't think it's something that should end his career. A lot of people are saying that he might not ever play again, but they suspended him for the year. He's getting $12 million that he was about to get paid that he's not going to get paid anymore. So he should learn his lesson. He's losing all that money. I think that should be a big enough consequence, and hopefully he can come back from it in a couple years.
So Calvin Ridley is the next Josh Gordon. Okay. Now, whether or not Calvin has the same addiction, because Josh dealt with addiction. Okay. How great a talent as he was. Now, yes, it was just weed, and everybody can have that argument. Now, the other side of that argument
I personally think it's worse because it was just weed, but go ahead.
Yeah. So the argument is, oh, well, it doesn't, help his performance and blah, blah, blah. But it's in the rule book that you cannot use these kind of substances. And he did so 5, 6, 7 times, and they still, and Roger Goodell still allows him to come back and sign with teams like the Chiefs. And yes, is he 2012, 2013 Josh Gordon? No. And he won't ever be that guy again. But you know what? He's obviously a hell of a talent to be around 10 years later after 6 suspensions. So with Calvin Ridley, with something like this, it's black and white. It's in the rule book. You can't do it. And if anything leads back to you, have your cousin place the bet. But if anything leads back to you placing this bet, you're going to get suspended for the year because it's against the player signed the contract saying they won't do it. Okay. Now this guy plays $1,500 on some DraftKings bets. Okay. And I play DraftKings, and he says that he bet money on the Falcons. Well, I don't remember DraftKings having a sports book unless there's a new DraftKings app. But I think there's some things that we don't really know. He did this while he was on hiatus from the team last year, and he was already dealing with stuff. I mean, who knows what that was? I don't think this will end his career, but I do think it will strongly hinder his career. And I think we're looking at another Josh Gordon situation because this is the kind of stuff people will remember. Not the Deshaun Watson stuff, believe it or not. It will be this kind of stuff. People will remember Deshaun Watson sitting out a year because he didn't want to play, but they won't really remember the girl, the backdoor Robin Tubbs. They'll remember the sports betting. I mean, look at Pete Rose. It's still a conversation to have this day because of sports betting. This will hinder his career more than it'll hinder like a guy like Deshaun Watson. He'll end up being the next Josh Gordon.
Yeah, I just kind of want to clear up my weed statement because everyone knows I got my daily meetings with Mary Jane, but it's the same thing as like the betting rule. Betting in sports is a cardinal sin when you're a player. Like, you just know it's the cardinal rule. You just don't fucking do it. Like, don't do it. You have too much involved, right? So with the marijuana statement, it's almost because it's like, Josh Gordon, you literally wasted your entire career for weed, bro. Like, not many of us are in a position to make millions of dollars and then start smoking weed again, homie. Like, you get caught once. Okay, cool. You got caught smoking weed. You had to go to fucking drug counseling and shit. Like, bro, it's not that important. So I have no sympathy for either of those guys. They're great talents. There's been plenty of talented guys that come and go in this league, but to throw it away over weed or betting, man, we're just getting right back into that's all maturity category. You know what I mean? Like, grown, reasonable men that went to college, even if you didn't go to college, you should know those rights and wrongs, like how massive those consequences are. And if you don't, you end up like Josh Gordon and Calvin Ridley potentially.
Yeah, a lot of these players, I do think we're going to start seeing a lot more players get into trouble. I think it's a lot easier for these guys now. I mean, you look at across the U.S., they're legalizing sports bets. They're doing a lot more, even overseas. Like if you go to London, you go to Germany, you go to a place like this, you can get into a lot of trouble really fast in places like this. They just brought a team to Vegas. How many guys have already gotten in trouble in Vegas, whether they play for the Raiders or not? How many guys have already gotten in trouble there?
My count is like 5, 6 guys.
That is the risk you have when you bring NFL teams to this. You bring an NFL team to London, you want to know what's legal in London? I mean, it's Vegas, but worse. So you bring a team to London, which we've all talked about. Yes, the money will be there for the league, but a lot more of these guys will get in trouble. And see, the league doesn't give a shit because you know what? Also, there is not any kind of shortage of talent in college. There's guys that don't get drafted that have all the talent in the world, and they're going to go play for the USFL, and they're going to go play for all these other leagues because they're just trying to play football. And these guys are just as talented, sometimes if not more. And so if a guy fucks up, even like Alvin Kamara, there is somebody that's going to take his spot, no matter what. Everybody's a dollar sign. So guys like Calvin Ridley, they're going to replace him tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta cuts him. And they don't even deal with that shit anymore. Honestly, personally, I'm
pretty sure he's going to the last year of his deal. So,
yeah. But does this count? Does this count towards a year? Because it all goes for like pension and shit too. So does it count towards?
I doubt they're going to suspend him with any kind of pay.
Well, he's already gotten suspended with no pay. Yeah. But does he get a year towards his pension? Because if you get a year towards your pension as an NFL player, that counts towards your like year in your contract. So will he be a unrestricted free agent after this year? I don't think he will, unless they cut him.
Right.
So but the league is asking for it, man. The league is asking for it. And, I kind of feel bad for these guys in a way because you're dangling, money in front of these guys. And then you say, hey, you can't do this, and this. Well, what the fuck?
Their life ain't that hard. Their life ain't that hard. Follow the damn rules, man. Come on. Don't be an idiot.
But hey, if you had a $5 million contract at 21 and you played in Vegas, what are you going to do? Let's be real.
I'm a good person, okay? I'm going to do the right thing by my teammates. I'm going to be a team player, and we're winning the Super Bowl.
You're so full of shit. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
bro, you're getting a hooker. You're driving that Corvette, and you're crashing into other cars too. Let's be real. Let's be real. A lot. I mean, maybe not us, but a lot of guys are gonna get into that predicament. I mean, Alvin Kamara in a casino. I mean, that kind of stuff. You're gonna get drunk. You're gonna be around girls. It's about a girl. You're gonna get in a fight, and then all of a sudden, your career might be over. It's gonna happen, and we're gonna see it. And the league has teed it up for these guys. And at 21, 22, 27 years old, we're all in our 30s, man. It's easy for us to say, but at 21, I was a dumbass, dude. Like, let's be real. I was a dumbass too. I was getting in fights and all that kind of stuff too at 21. You give me $5 million, that's just probably going to go up my nose and down my throat too. Like, let's just be real.
Yeah, man, fuck, crazy. We'll see what's up with Calvin, dude. I don't think he's, like we talked about, I don't think his career's over. He's gonna have an opportunity to bounce back, and he better make the most of it. Don't be an Antonio Brown and go completely crazy now. But
yeah,
dude,
I think Calvin Ridley signs with the Packers in 23.
Antonio Brown to the Falcons. Let's pair him with. Let's get Henry Ruggs out of.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter at that point. Yeah, go ahead, go to the Falcons, Antonio.
Dude, the Falcons are gonna draft him in fantasy. Matt Ryan likes to hook. He likes to throw it to his top targets a lot. So But yeah, man, we had some crazy news going on. The dominoes are officially falling. What a day. Past couple of days it's been in the NFL. Mike, my man, you called out that Russell Wilson trade a couple weeks ago. Good on you.
It's what we do, man. It's what we do.
That's right. But it's been real, guys. Unless you guys got anything else you want to go over real quick. It's been real, man.
Deshaun Watson's going to end up in Tampa, and then Will Fuller's going to follow him right behind.
Regardless of anything that happens, great day to be a Niner fan.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. All right. Until next time, guys. Peace out.